Welcome back, and in the previous lesson I issued you a challenge to take the source code and add in some messaging to the user. So I'll show you how to do that, and then we're also going to do a final check over and end the gameplay once the length of the array matches the length of our array that we set out, and we're going to do this dynamically. So first, let's set up our message object. So this is document get element by ID, and then the ID for this element is message. So basically this gives us the ability to pass a message information to the user. So let's pass some information here. So when they start, let's say click any tile. And over here, so it builds the board. So the game board is built, checking to see if it's an array. So we don't need to do that. Flipping the card. I'm going to get rid of these console logs as well because, of course, we don't need them for our code to run. They were just in there just while we were developing. So we don't need anything, hide the cards, flip the cards, or maybe click any tile again. So we'll pass that message, checking the source there. We don't need to add anything there. And over here, checking for a match. And over here we can say match found. Match found. And over here we can say no match found. No match. And over here we'll just say already clicked. Already clicked. So let's try that out now. So now we've got some no match, already clicked, no match. So now we've got some more interaction, match found. We know that we can click more, so maybe match found, click more tiles. So that's it. That's all we had to do to add messaging in and get rid of all those console messages. Not clickable. Maybe not clickable makes more sense. So lastly, now that we've found all of these matches, we need to check if game is over. So we need to, so we know that once we found a match, basically we're going to check to see if the length of this is, so now it's long again. We don't need to do the -1 because we're just checking to see if the length of this array is equal to our original array that we built out. So that one was called the tile array. So I'm just going back over just to make sure I picked the right one. So know that we're setting that tile array there. So that has all of the tiles, and we're trying to make it as dynamic as possible. So we need to see if, and we don't actually need to do it that way. So this is going to make it a little bit shorter. So if the length of tile array is equal to that one, then it's actually game over. So let's create a function called game over, and then once our game is over, then we're just going to run game over. So we need to create a way to end the game. So this is going to be another function that we're going to initiate once the game is over. So basically, the game over function needs to reset everything pretty much to where we started. So that should be uppercase, but we'll just leave that for now. So game over is gonna display the start button. So this is gonna change to display block. Next, we need to reset some of these values. So maybe let's pass a message. Click to start new game. And basically, so when we start the new game, we've got to make sure that all of these values are set. So we got to make sure that when we start the new game that the lockout is false. We need to rebuild this. So gameplay. So gameplay is false as well. So that will give us the ability to relaunch the game with the start button. So gameplay is false, and I think that this should build us a new array. So actually we need to empty out that tile array. We need to empty out a few arrays actually, because we don't want to have any values in tile array. We don't want to have any values in tile flipped over. And I'm just seeing if when we build the board, so that should take care of that. So when we reinitiate the board, that should work. And let's actually try this out. I believe that we got everything there. So we're keeping the images, the tile array flipped over, card flipped. We need to set to -1 as well. So just gonna do that. Or maybe what I'm going to do, I'll set that in here so that we have our card flipped. And yeah, the rest looks pretty good. So let's try this out and see how it runs. So now we've got our game. Everything looks like it's working. So we've got our dog, our cat, no match. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed this up a little bit. So if I don't get any matches, I don't have to wait 3 seconds. And this is another variable. So you can go into the source code and you can customize these values as needed. I'm just looking for that interval where we set the interval of timer, where we clear it. This is where we set it. So let's set it to 1. So that basically means that every second it should flip over if we've got no match. So this will let me play through the game a little bit quicker. So I just paused the video there because there's no need for you to watch me play this game. So now we'll see that we're ready to start the game again. Click to start new game. So click it, and what's happened here is that it looks like we've duplicated the board. So we do need to clear out that board. And I think what happened is we never cleared out that game board inner HTML. So it looks like it's built it twice. Or actually, I think that we need to clear out. So I'm just going into the console to see what happened there. So actually, I'm not sure why this built it out twice. I need to actually take a look and see what has happening with this array, because the tile images, or that is the problem there, that we've got the tile array, and we're clearing that out, and we should be clearing out the tile images. Because the tile array itself, we're just simply overriding it there, but the tile images is concatenating to itself. So because we didn't clear it out, that's what built up an extra set of tiles. And the interesting thing here is now that we see how dynamic we can make our application. So let's, now with the updated code, let's try this again. So let's go out, refresh it, and pause the video. I'll make the solution, and we'll see if it works this time. So now, when we click through here, we're ready to start a new game. And this time, let's see if it works. So that time it seemed to work properly, and you can really have some fun with this by adjusting the settings and even customizing the styling and the output. So I've just got some default output and styling here, but you can really make it your own by updating the different styling and how the content is being output within the game. So I'm going to leave that to you to take a look at the source code and update your own CSS and try out the game for yourself. In the next lesson, I'm going to do a quick overview and a review of all the different functions that we've built within this game and give you a better explanation of how they work. And I'm also going to do some rearranging of them, because some of these functions you can reuse within your own library over and over again within different application builds, like the shuffle array and checking to see if an item is in an array. And also these ones, some of these are customized specifically for the game. So I'm going to show you all of that coming up.